Hi, so I have to quickly explain something. Right now, I'm doing some work that is preparing the list to put into BuzzStream so that you can do your job on it. And I wanted to show you how I do this, so in the future, you can also do this part. So I'm just going to sign into the BuzzStream, and here's the list of things. And just to show you, by the way, I went ahead and I started all the different outreaches. So now you can see the relationship stage used to say not started, but now it says attempting to reach, and that means the second email is sent. But this one replied, this one I left out for another reason. These ones are missing information. So 4 or 5 websites like this you missed, but most of them you got. And as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them have replied, 11 of them have replied, and I think a few are interested in the article. So the efforts that you're doing in are actually working, so that's good news. But anyway, so now that we've done this, we need more websites to reach out to. So what I usually do is I find websites from all different kinds of sources, and I collect the websites and put them into lists. And in the future, I'm just going to let you search for blogs and things and websites that you think we could contact. But right now I do that part. So that's the very first step, is collecting the websites into a list. So then I get um, a large list that with all the websites, like you can see listed here. And what I do then is I go to all of them and I delete the ones that I look like won't be able to we won't be able to outreach, and that includes several different types that I went over in another video that I'll show you in more detail. But basically there's stuff like websites about hotels and websites about garages and websites about certain cities like NewYorkTravelGuide.com, or not travel guide, more like let's say it was like best parks in Miami or something. So all of those websites, you can't really talk about salt lamps or Himalayan salt. So I go through all of them and I delete all the ones that we can't do outreach, and all the ones that are left are ones that we could possibly outreach. So usually in the future, you will do that step as well. So I'll give you just a raw list, and you will have to go through all of them and delete the ones that look like we can't outreach. Now exactly how you do that, I've put in another video, and I'll give you the link to that as well, but you don't have to watch that now, because for now I have deleted it. So for now, you just have to do the next few steps. So the next step after I delete the unnecessary websites, the next step is to put them in the right category. Now the category is the same thing as the tag here. As you can see, this one says yoga, yoga, yoga. This one says nutrition, yoga, nutrition, nutrition, yoga. So this one only has 2 categories, but in total we have so far all these categories: spa, cosmetic, health, nutrition, massage, yoga, general fitness. Now the reason I picked these categories is because so far all the websites I found that I think we can outreach and collaborate with, they all fit into one of these categories. And the general niche here is ones that are they don't really fit into any of these categories, but they still might have a post about Himalayan salt, or they might look like they are a mixture of several of these, so I put them in general. So wellness websites, because wellness is a very broad term, it includes health, nutrition, and fitness and everything. They also go in general. So far these are the categories, but let me know if you start seeing other categories and I can add them on here, and we can start looking for those sites as well. For every category, I create a unique um, outreach email sequence basically. So the point of putting them in categories is that when we import them here, we'll be able to tag them the right way so that we can send them the specific email that is more personalized for that category. So the yoga websites will send them this email list. And of course, like in this last video I showed, they are further divided by being a blog post or not being a blog post, whether or not they have a specific blog post on Himalayan salt. So for every category, there's two subcategories. So spa blogs and then spa with a specific blog post on Himalayan salt lamp. And then same for every other one. So what you have to do basically now, the next step after I delete the pointless websites, is you have to add the categories in it. So you're going to go and click through each one and see which one fits best, and try to fit in the closest category you can. Some will be very obvious, like good spa guide is probably going to be about spa, Antara spa probably going to be about spa, you know. Some of them are skin related, cosmetic related. Yeah, a few of these categories will be all over. You might come across a fitness one, it's rare, but yeah, try best. And if you can't find a category, just put a question mark, and I'll go over it. So basically the way you do it is you copy all of them and you put it in the open multiple URL tabs thing. Open multiple URLs, put them all here, open it all, and then one by one you just go through them, think whatever it is, you write it here, and you close it. So that's the first step. Now the second step is important as well. Okay, so you add the categories in the category column there. But there's a second part now. Um, you also have to figure out whether they have a blog post or not. And I'll show you how to do that. So if you remember in the last video, the way we did it was, for example, if this is the website, then we used to go into Google and we used to put the website here. And as you remember, we typed in site colon, which are the two dots, then put a space at the end and do Himalayan salt, press enter, and everything from this site, all the results from this are from this site, and then you can see in the results that they mention Himalayan salt here, here, and here. So any one of these would be a blog post on Himalayan salt. So over here you would put yes. However, that's a bit too slow having to type site for all of them. So I've developed a faster way to do that as well. So basically, whenever you put site in here and you do this, Google generates a specific kind of URL, which is the website address on the top, and we can use Excel to just copy it and just change the website name and keep the Himalayan salt part the same. And basically, instead of typing in Google, we can just go direct to those URLs. So for example, if we wanted to do a site search on these 5 websites to see if they had blog posts on Himalayan salt, you would open all of them using URL opener again, and you're going to see that you have 5 times this is Himalayan. Oh yeah, in the example I showed you, I always put this part first and then I put the Himalayan salt afterwards, but it's okay that if you put it behind as well, as long as there's a space here. So it's the same thing. But basically, it gives us the same results as you can see here, and we didn't have to type all of that. And for the next website here, so ebby.com is a no, it doesn't have anything on Himalayan salt. The next one, it does have a mention of it, so it's a yes. The next one is nope. The next one is nope, just images, doesn't count. So yeah, so you copy all of these and you just put yes, no for whether it has a blog post. So then you're done preparing the list. So you put yes, no, yes, yes, for example. and here you can put spa, yoga, not yoga, yoga, um, yo, yoga, yoga. So for example, let's make this one no as well. So then you have to import these websites into BuzzStream. So once again, there's 3 steps to this. First is going through there's a raw list, and I collect that list now. That's the very, very first step, is collecting the list. There's 4 steps now actually. Step 1 is collecting the list. I do that on Google. So step 1, collecting websites in large list. So I do this. Step 2 is deleting websites we can't connect with, that are not the same energy, uh, same category, etc. And I wrote, and so for example, a more detailed list of websites that we can't contact, that you'd have to delete. There are very big brands like CNN, BBC, Kmart. We can't contact them and ask to write a post, can we? Because it's just too big. University websites, again, there's an education website. Why would they write about salt lamps? They wouldn't. Book publishers, financial companies. So you get the idea. Like very large websites or organizations or institutions, we can't really contact them. Then there's websites that are not related at all. For example, alcohol enthusiast or best whiskey websites. So we can't contact websites that aren't related. That's also pretty much common sense. News websites, websites that have very broad topics. So imagine a website that, you know, like I showed you another example in another video. But websites that are news websites, we can't really contact because they publish news events and things, and they wouldn't publish a blog post like that. International websites in other languages, so Chinese, Spanish, whatever, we're not going to publish in another languages. Has to be English. Websites that don't have blogs or are just advertising service, like a doctor's website. So if a website doesn't post regular content like how to do this or the 5 best things like this, if it doesn't do that, then where are we gonna post our own content, right? We can't. So websites that don't have blogs, we can't. And usually these websites are also websites that are from small businesses. For example, the website will just have 5 different types of haircuts and the price for each haircut and the opening times, like Monday to Friday open. So small business websites and stuff, we can't contact them. Directory websites like Yellow Pages, websites that these are basically websites that are listing other businesses. They don't post articles either. Ad listing websites like Craigslist or Locanto, where people put personal ads selling and buying things. eBay, for example, we can't post on there. Um, Web services websites, so websites that are like oh, hosting domain names, you know, um, make your own website, so Wix.com, for example. So there's a ton of websites that we can't contact at all, and there's only a couple of specific types of websites that we can contact, and that's basically these ones. They have to have blog content or posts, and they have to be in the same niche or have a similar energy to our website. So all of these things, or there could be other things as well that are related, but I haven't discovered. So that, and so they have to be they have to have blog content posts. They have to be in the same or similar niche, and they're not too big for us to contact, like rollingstone.com. So that's too big. So given all of that, the second step is to delete the websites that we can't connect with, that are not the same energy, and makes the list smaller, but we can then connect with them. So this is the step that I'm doing today, but next time you can do. You have to go through them and delete the ones that we can't. Step 3 is adding them to the right category. Step 4 is adding whether they have blog post or not. And step 5 is importing into BuzzStream. And the way you would import it into BuzzStream is simple. So say you have all these tags, right? So you want to make it easy for you yourself. So you highlight both of these, you go to data, filter. So the way it works with BuzzStream is pretty cool. So first you select one niche, let's say spa. Then from that you select one type, without blog post or with blog post. Let's go with blog post first. So however many list comes up, you copy them all. In this case it's only one. You just copy that and you go to BuzzStream and you go to add websites, add from list of URLs. You paste it here and you do add websites to current project, assign to, leave that select, don't select anything. Relationship stage not started. And then in the tag part here, sorry, just change the window. In the part that tags here, you select the spa tag, capital S, because you filter it here for only the ones that were spa, and then you press comma, and you also know that this is all blog post ones, so you also put the blog post tag. Then you click add website and the website will come here and these tags will be already added, so it will say blog post spa and all of the websites like that will be added. Then you change this one to no, and then you add all of them, and then instead of the blog post ad, you keep that as spa, but instead of blog post you put blog only. Then you change this to the next category, yoga, and then again you click yes. You copy the list, go to BuzzStream, and then you have blog post, yoga, and then you do no. And then you copy all of those, and then you go blog only yoga. Then you go to the next category and do the same thing. So this way, if you have about 8 categories, about 16 times, you can copy and paste, and you can do hundreds of websites. You can do very fast instead of doing it one at a time. So you use the filter thing here. Then when you're done, you can just turn the filter off, and it's all back. So once again, you highlight these two, click the filter, then you can click this little box and you can check and uncheck all these boxes here, and you just then you just add from list of URLs, and then once they come in here, then you can continue preparing them like I showed you before, which you did very well. So that's the only extra step you have to do. So today I've done the deleting part. I have done steps 1 and 2. You just have to do steps 3, 4, and 5. And then step 6 is, let's just put them all here. Step 6 is preparing for outreach by filling in blog first name, blog topic, and all the other ones. And remember, for blog only, use blog topic and blog name, but for blog post ones, then you do blog post topic, blog post name. You don't need to have blog topics for the blog post ones, and you don't need to have blog post topics for the blog only ones. It's a bit confusing, but I hope you understand what I mean. Like, you don't have to do all the fields for everyone, but if you find that easier and simpler, then you can do that as well. But yeah, step six, preparing for outreach. This is what you did last time, basically. You only did step six. And then step seven is just sending it. Um, and yeah, so adding whether or not they have a blog post and adding them in the right category. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, let me see. Hmm. Because yeah, I'm gonna add average time 3 minutes per website. So for this list now, when you're done with it all, 77, that will be instead of doing what was it? What was it before? Instead of 2.5 minutes, I'll do 3 minutes for these extra steps, and then when I add in the earlier steps as well, I'll make it more like 4 or 5 minutes. Eventually you can get paid 5 minutes or something per website. So which is going to turn out to be a lot, and you'll probably get faster at this as you go along. So anyway, that's all the instructions. So I'm going to send you this video, watch it, and then do it. There's 77 websites. Today is Wednesday here, probably Tuesday in your country, but by Friday night, Saturday night should be done, and then I'll pay you on that and the end of that weekend, and then for the next week we'll start again. I was going to say 300 per week, but I think it's being a bit difficult for me to collect that many different websites, so it'll probably be about 70 to 100 a week. um, but with the extra steps you'll probably make a little bit more anyway. So yeah. And just remember, if you find a lot of websites here that don't fit in any of these categories, but another category, for example, say that you find a lot of websites that we can contact that are similar energy to our website, but they are about home design, you know, like using a salt lamp as a home decoration. Then tell me that this is a possible category, and I will go and create an email for it, list of email sequences, and then you can start using that. And that's good because it'll help it make more specific for that category. And as you can see, making it personalized, it actually works. Like people reply and stuff. So that's everything. So give this video a watch and let me know if you understand.